What's up, guys? It's your girl, Summer Valentine, and you're watching Hot and Hip Hop on the Come Up. I was born and raised in Philadelphia, PA. I grew up in the northeast area of Philadelphia, the suburban side, so I had a taste of both worlds. Well, growing up in Philadelphia, especially where I grew up in, it was, for me, I didn't really have an experience of, going outside and playing double dutch or playing games with different people, because I kind of lived in the busier area, and how I grew up, my parents didn't really want me to be outside so small by myself. It's a dangerous world. So it was kind of tough for me because I had to kind of grow up in the industry and grow up on the internet and connect with people that way. I didn't really have the space to, absorb my neighborhood, but I did have the luxury of exploring all parts of Philadelphia, west, northeast, south. I got a taste of both worlds. Whether it was a performance or a school tour, I was able to see my city, which I loved and I adored. But the city is also very rough to grow up in. Just having friends who have grown up in just rougher areas, I had the luxury of not having to watch my back and be on alert all the time. So I'm pretty grateful for the suburban area that I grew up in, but then again, I did miss out on some key qualities. So at that time, when I first started my solo music career, it was really just about being me and kind of just finding who I was within the music. The city definitely did have an impact on how I sounded and what I said, mostly because all of my supporters, I grew up with them. So we all kind of, had the same taste, and, I would run into them on the street. We'll end up being friends. So a lot of the city's passions spill through my music, like cheesesteaks and, and, going out to the roller skate rink in the summer and just different things that, young girls at my age were doing. So it definitely did impact my music in a way that I just took different qualities that I, heard or that I experienced, and I put it through myself. So musically, I think I really got my influence from my sister because we're 10 years apart. So at that time, she was with the more popular era. So I always would catch her on listening to like Drake on YouTube or Lil Wayne, just all Nicki, all like at that time those were like the poppin' songs that were coming out. As for my mom, she listened to a lot of Brandy and a lot of Jasmine Sullivan. So when it came to powerful singers, I definitely got a good taste in that area. My dad, he's more he likes the non-profanity music, so even though these artists like Kanye and Jay-Z, they do have a bit of cursing in their music. He's top Jay-Z and Kanye fans, and I had a good variety, but I think most of my music influence came from my sister. She was really just into that whole genre, the scene, the new hip hop wave. So I think I got a lot of my rhythm and a lot of my music sense from her. My favorite singer, R&B male singer at the time, was Bruno Mars. It still is. He has this gift of just producing the most vibrant and all around good music. I will forever love him. Beyonce, of course, that's everyone's number one. Drake is my favorite artist of all time. There's so much to say that there's nothing to say. I mean, it's in his name, do right and kill everything. He does that each and every time. I can say that I was heavily influenced by like Big Sean. Like I love the way he raps. I love the way he's very in my opinion, I think he's underrated. I think people overlook him a lot. I think he's a lyrical beast. Eminem, of course. Honestly, I'm music fluid. Like I was in a lot of different phases in my life. I did the whole rock and roll phase with the Misfits and Nirvana, and R&B with Erykah Badu, and I was just always flipping through different phases of music and just trying to find my sound. So I'm influenced by all. I am very observant, so I used to watch a lot of TV, and back in the day, at that time, there was a lot of young actors coming up. And my passion first came from wanting to be a model, wanting to be an actor. And then my sister actually noticed that I had a certain like spark with music, like the way I could just remember a song and recite it within a day or two, or how I would, when my mom would have Brandy playing on the car radio, how I would, or Alicia Keys, I would have my speaker to the ear trying to find the correct note. So she actually turned my attention to music. And then once I started to listen to it more, I got more in tune with it. There's actually a parody, I guess you could call it, of me rapping Nicki Minaj. I had to be like 6 years old. And I had this like fake banging, and I have like I had like this pink tank top on, and I'm I think I'm rapping 5-Star Chick, but I did it the appropriate way. And after that, it kind of skyrocketed from there. My sister really just worked with me on it because she saw it more than I did. I was very young, so I knew I just wanted to have fun. That's really what it was. And then once I started to make freestyles on YouTube, and I started to, make these little raps, and it became a passion. It became something that kind of like clicked in my heart and in my mind, and I just kind of went from there. I just knew that this was something that I wanted to do, and I always had fun with it, and I've always loved it. So it's always been number one. I started off actually in a girl group. So I do remember us recording, but I think my first actual time like being in the studio recording, I was by myself. And I was actually in a room with another young artist. And at the time, he was very, very popular. He was very lyrical. And I remember we were doing a collab song together, and I had wrote my verse. And it was like the first time I was ever in the studio or whatever. And there was a lot of influential producers and writers in the room, along with my mom and my sister. So, I was slightly nervous, but not really. And then I remember I got in the booth, and then I just I did my best, and I tried to put everything I could into it. And then I remember when I came out, everybody just gave me a round of applause, and they were like just giving me all congratulations and props and everything. That felt amazing to know that just me doing my best was really, really good, apparently. So the first time in the music studio was really cool for me. It was actually a great moment. Subtle and gradual. There's a lot of different things, like from me performing at a birthday party to me performing in front of 1,000 people. That was a big jump for me. For me performing on maybe like a platform stage outside to me performing inside of a huge venue with lights and having to do like a sound check beforehand. That was another jump for me. So, there was always a gradual uplift. I think something that was really memorable for me was the city and state tours that I did. That was something that helped grow my fan base pretty rapidly. I also did a couple school tours, and that helped me engage with the kids in my city. That was something that also helped my career, along with staying consistent on social media and staying consistent producing music and producing music videos. All of those kind of had a play within each other. And at that time, people were really in tune with, the young artists in Philadelphia. So it was always a gradual movement and a gradual step forward. But, there were a lot of things that I'm proud of that I did in my music career. Like, I performed at the Grand Mercy Theater. I performed at the Trocadero, the TLC, Wells Fargo. There's just so many different places that I've been like, wow, like I'm so proud of myself, and I feel so grateful to know that my career is steadily moving forward. I've had a lot of artists give me recognition, like Tierra Whack have said something to me. I believe, I think I had, I'm not sure if it was Will or Jaden, but I know that I met them both, and I know that they said they said, well, they said it directly to my mom, but they said some really good things about me. And but I think as far as collabing in music, I had Famous Dex. We had a remix song together. That was something that I was really proud of, because that was an in-person moment, and it was very authentic. And I saw his reaction, you know, just straight off the bat when I showed him my song, and he went crazy over it. So that was something that I was really proud of. And I've had Ray Shrimmer give me a compliment on my music. I've had a lot of different artists compliment my my music style and how I sound. But I think the most I'm proud I felt of someone else giving me a compliment was probably when I met Saweetie, and she talked about how she loved Me Day, and that made me proud as well. So. Well, when I'm in the studio, my creative process is more so how I'm feeling. Like, whatever emotions I have or I have had within that week or so, I'll try to put it down on paper, because mostly I know growing up in the industry, you have to relate to your music or else other people won't relate to it. So I didn't know that at first. Like I said, I was making a lot of feel-good music, and, you know, everybody doesn't always feel good all the time. So growing up, you know, going through different things like heartbreaks, or, you know, gaining friends and losing friends, and just going through different transitions in life, whether it's from going to middle school or going to high school, you know, just different things that you go through. I always knew to just put my feelings down on paper. And I think the best part is just collabing with so many different creative minds. That's always been a good thing for me, because like I said, I can be hard on myself sometimes. So just having people just flow freely and just, you know, give you a quick tip on this, and you just exchange advice, and it's an open, positive space, the song will always come out good, you know, as long as everybody understands each other's visions, and, you know, everybody knows what the outcome is supposed to be. And if you're being authentically real about what you're going through, then, you know, the song will always reflect that. Drake, of course. Drake is number one. I love Drake with all my heart. He's definitely my idol. I want to consider myself a female him, but I don't think I have that name yet. So I'm going to wait until I am confident enough to say that. That is who I strive to, the type of impact he has on people. That's what I strive to achieve. So I definitely would love to have a collab song with Drake. Of course, Beyonce. She's queen. Honestly, whoever's willing to put a bomb verse on my song, I'm always going to be grateful. I think they enjoy that my music has a sense of telling the truth, but also being very upbeat and hip, and you can kind of groove and dance to it. Recently, my songs have been more in tune with my soul and like just speaking my truth. So some of them have been a little slower, but the majority of my music is dance music. So I think people just gravitate towards the vibe in itself, and just knowing that, you know, oh my god, like I said, I love for people to connect. So whether they're connecting with the beat or they're connecting with me or what I'm saying, I think they just love the fact that they can groove and then they can vibe to it. I believe I have two impactful songs. I think they kind of resonate with each other. The first one, it's called Type of Way. The creative process for that was very slow, and it was very intimate. That song, actually, the studio time for that got broken up into like a 5-day process. And it was really just because we were really connected with the meaning of the song. It's basically just to it's like a let go kind of thing, like a focusing on my music, but also like I have love for someone, but my music is most important. That's literally like the theme of the song. And also putting God first. So just kind of like wrapping that into like a urban young package for my listeners. It took a little while. It took a couple of days, but I think what happened, there was a turning point in that process. I was still trying to kind of connect with my music. I was, when I was in the studio, there was a bit of a drag the first few days, but then like, you know, something just switched. I had a realization about someone that was in my life, and then my emotions started to come through my music. And then from there, it was kind of history. Like the song just went in a snap and we had everything we needed. And then when I put that sucker out, people were definitely messing with it. That song, actually, I'm not sure what it is now. I haven't checked, but it had 500,000 views on Spotify, which was another event in my career that kind of, you know, had me reach another level. But my other song is called Me Day. That actually came out a little more recent. That process was really about me expressing how much I love spending time with myself, whether it's, you know, spiritually, religiously, or it's me in the shower putting in a hair mask, or, you know, me making tea, or just making time for myself to do things that I like, whether it's binge watching Netflix or, you know, painting my nails, just different things to cater to yourself, calling off from work, putting your phone on do not disturb, just being able to be unapologetically isolated. So that was definitely the theme of the song, and people definitely like that because everybody loves a good call off from work song. So though I think those were my most impactful songs because they were very people really understood where I was coming from. 3 essential songs that you need to hear from me to get equated with me, I would say, is Type Away, of course, Me Day, of course, and I would also say Tired. Tired is a song off of my EP on iTunes called Decisions. That entire EP, honestly, could also help you get more comfortable with my music, but I feel as though if you really want to get a good taste of who I am, you should definitely listen to Tired, and listen to Tired and Me Day. Those are both 2 very real sides of me, so yeah. After the preparation for the show, I plan to re-promote my EP Decisions because it's actually something that I put together. It was actually music that I was sitting on for so long, and then I re-listened to them and I was just like, dang, like these songs are fire, like I had to put it out. So I just put it out kind of blindly without a promotion process behind it. So the songs are still doing really good. I still have people, you know, DMing me like, yo, like this song is fire. So I think the promotion process and that is what'll come after the show. But I'm going to get back in the studio, of course. I already have that set up. I think music videos are for sure on the way. Just some more visuals for me, some new looks for me, just more me in every way. In 5 years, I see myself being a very successful artist. And what I mean by that is that my name begins to hold weight and it begins to stick. And I see myself just performing at huge venues, just on tour, different states, different cities, different countries, I hope. And just being able to make people smile. Like I think just the growth in finding people who relate to my music, it's what I want. I just want to make people happy. So however that goes is what I'm cool with. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Summer Valentine, and I'm so excited to be performing for Sprite's new concert series, live from the label. It's on August 12th, and I'm opening for Saweetie, so make sure you guys have your Sprite bottles because your Sprite bottle is your ticket. Just go to www.sprite.com/live from the label and make sure you scan your ticket to watch. Enjoy! Thank you!